Hey guys, I'm Daisho and I'm here bringing you the final round of this Magic tournament. So I guess I'm just going to introduce it a little bit. This is my Is It deck. I feel like I've said that line about 30,000 times, but it's still true. Anyway, I lead off with a Crosstown Courier here. I had a Goblin Electromancer in hand, but I thought it was pretty likely, or not pretty likely, but more likely that he'd play something like a Keening Apparition on turn 2, and then I wouldn't really want to trade it for my Electromancer. I'd rather trade it for my Crosstown Courier. So that's why I decided to play the Courier instead of the Electromancer on turn 2. I also wasn't planning on playing an Inspiration or something. And here I do something pretty funny. He plays the Stealer's Secrets, and then since I've got the Goblin Electromancer, I can Syncopate it for 1, and then that just ends up working out in my favor a lot because I get to push in 4 more damage, I don't lose any creatures, and I mean, it was just super mana efficient for me. Anyway, if you're wondering why he keeps peeling cards off the top, that's actually what Crosstown Courier does. It makes them mill, but I mean, that's pretty irrelevant. It just, I mean, it gives you some more information, I guess. But anyway, I've got 3 creatures on board, but I've only got 2 cards in hand, so I mean, while I am doing alright, I'm not doing super well, and I end up drawing a Teleportal here, and because of the cards that I have in hand, I think it's a really good idea to play it. I'm pretty sure, not like pretty sure, but I know that it's definitely a possibility that he's got a Hussar Patrol for me here, and I don't want to really lose one of my creatures. I want to get in some more damage before this game gets too far away, so I'm going to be able to hit him for 9 here, take him down to 5, and then you guys will see in a couple of turns why this is such a big deal, and what card I have in my hand that just taking him down to a low amount of life is really good for me. So he's going to mill a couple, and then at the end of the turn he's going to play an Avenging Arrow and kill one of my dudes. So now I'm down to 2 creatures on board, and I still think he's got that Hussar Patrol. Or I think he's trying to decide whether or not he wants to go Crosstown Courier or the Goblin Electromancer. But I think it's pretty clearly going to be the Goblin Electromancer. I mean, this game's not going to go long enough where a Crosstown Courier getting in for a couple more damage is really going to matter in terms of milling him. I mean, it just doesn't seem like that at this point. But he's just going to pass the turn back, and right now I'm still pretty sure he's got the Hussar Patrol, but I'd rather just get into damage than not get into damage. So he does have it, and he's going to block and kill my Electromancer. But then I get to play my super awesome card in hand, which is a Chaos Imps. And I'm going to unleash it. I'm looking for a die now, so that's why you guys don't see anything. But anyway, Chaos Imps is just one of the better cards that you can play. I mean, it's a 7/6 trample for 6. It just wins the game almost every time. If it just demands a removal spell immediately, or it wins the game, because there's nothing that can profitably block it. You're going to have to throw 3 flyers in front of it if you want to actually block it. And yeah, so my friend didn't actually realize that it had trample too, because he ends up just playing a Fairy Imposter here, and then passes the turn back, and then he like tries to block, and I'm like, you know, doesn't exactly work because he's got trample, so I can just get in for the extra amount of damage that I need to and win this game. But yeah, I'm just like, attack. You're dead. Do you have any way to deal with this? I mean, I guess like he could have a dramatic rescue here, but it does not really seem like he's got something like that. So I really should have just attacked with both, but I don't know why I didn't do that. Yeah, I mean, if he had just Donnie's Judgment here, then he would have been fine. I think he's like blocked with Fairy Imposter. I'm like, you're dead. But anyway, I mean, he just didn't realize, because I mean, that card is not, you don't really see the rares every day, so it's not a big deal if you can't understand everything that's on all of them. I even in this game I forgot a line of text on one of my cards, and that was really annoying. But anyway, he's gonna lead off on the play this time, so that, I mean, that makes it a lot harder for me to win, because my goal is really to just get in some damage wherever I can and just keep punching him in the face as quickly as possible. But since he's on the play, he's gonna be able to play his 2 drop or his 3 drops and stuff before I can even attack with my 2 drops. But now he's got an Azurius Arrestor for my Crosstown Courier, and that's a little bit annoying. It's not exactly where I wanted to be in this game. I wanted to be attacking, not just doodling around. Even just attacking my Courier into his Arrestor and trading is fine for me. But anyway, right now I'm going to play a Goblin Electromancer and then pass the turn right back. And then my next turn right here is a little bit questionable. So the cards that I've got in hand, I think, are Bluster Squall, Izzet Charm, Transfield Promenade, Mountain, and Cobble Brute. So what I end up doing is, or he ends up not doing anything, which should give him, like, set off some alarm bells in my head, especially since he tapped that mana and then decided not to. It should be like, Daisho, he's got something. You might not want to just be stupid. But anyway, I decide to lay that Transguild Promenade down, and then Izzet Charm away his Arrestor, and then I can swing in for 4. But since I saw that he tapped that mana and then untapped it, I should have known that he had something like a Dramatic Rescue, because that's really the only thing, either that or a Swift Justice, I guess. Could have been the only other thing that he could have, but he's got a Dramatic Rescue right here. That's just so bad for me, because not only do I waste my Izzet Charm, but he gains 2 life, and he gets his Arrestor back in hand. So I could have just played a Cobble Brute here, and since he was stuck on lands, I think that really would have been a better play. And then the problem with doing that is because he had that 2/1, and he could have just used it, but I don't know. Anyway, he's just going to play a land here, and then, I mean, I guess that would have ruined my plans anyway, based on what he's got, because he would have, well, alright, what does he have here? Oh, he's just got the Stealer of Secrets here. So, yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have been able to play the Stealer this turn, he would have had to play something else, or if he did play the Stealer this turn, then I could have just Izzet Charmed that while he's tapped out, and then hit him for 7-9, or I guess he still would have had the Arrestor, but... Alright, so I play the Cobble Brute this turn, and now I have 3 creatures, and I have a Teleportal and a Bluster Skull in hand. So I realize that all I need to do is just leave my creatures alive and attack him twice, and then I can win the game. But what I didn't think of is what you're about to see in this game. So he attacks me for 2, and I'm not really sure what I should do here. I want to keep my creatures alive because I need them. All I need to do is just attack him with them in a couple of turns, and then I just win the game. And I'm like, alright, whatever, you can draw a card, it doesn't really matter. But then he plays this Arrestor, which I knew he had in hand. He detains my Cobble Brute, and I'm like, alright, well, I guess I can wait another turn. But now he's just going to play his Fairy Imposter, bounces Azorius Arrestor back to his hand. So what I should have realized now is that since he's got another Detain spell, it's going to be far too long before I can win this game, and I have to start blocking that Stealer of Secrets. I can't let him just Phyrexian Arena me and just draw 2 cards every turn. That's like... it's not going to work. I mean, I'm not going to be able to win the game that way. And then I'm still like too stingy with my creatures. On this turn, I don't even want to attack into his Fairy Imposter. I don't even want to trade there. So I know he's got another Azorius Arrestor, but I really just don't want to lose my creatures because I want to be able to attack. So I think I really played this game wrong. And I mean, once I finished the game, I'm just like, man, I think I punted this game like 30 times. But I don't know. It would have been a really interesting game, or I think it's still a pretty interesting game the way it's happening. I mean, I think I'm still in control of this one. I mean, he's got another Azorius Arrestor, but I keep letting him draw off that Stealer Secrets. But I still have everything I need to win this game. And even if he keeps playing good spells, I'll probably still be able to kill him quicker than me, but he's just going to detain my thing again. And then I top deck like a monster and draw a Thought Flare. And this Thought Flare you're going to see is just going to hit so many good cards. Street Spasm, Frostburn Weird, Arrest, and I think a Mountain or something like that. But either way, Street Spasm and Arrest are 2 of the best cards in my deck. And so right now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Do I want to... discard a card because I have 2 lands in hand. So like, do I want to discard my 2 lands and play the Frostburn Weird, or do I just want to discard an actual card and then arrest his Stealer of Secrets? Because I mean, I recognize that the Stealer's an issue here, but what I could have just done here is instead of playing this Frostburn Weird, I could have Street Spasmed his Stealer of Secrets for 2, but I wanted to wait until I can overload a Street Spasm. And yeah, anyway, I'm just going to play a Frostburn Weird and pass, but he's got to cancel for me, so that's not going to resolve. And I guess that does mean it's a lot better than playing the Arrest or the Street Spasm, because, I mean, although, if I had landed that Frostburn Weird, that would have really changed the outcome of the game, because then I wouldn't have even had to lose a creature to block his Stealer Secrets. I could have just kept jumping it forever, or he wouldn't be able to attack in the future. But he's just going to attack with everything here, and I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'll take it, whatever. But, I mean, at this point, I think I'm pretty committed to my strategy. Plus, I've got a Street Spasm in hand, so that's pretty good. But since he's drawing 2 cards a turn, it just gives him this ability to keep drawing cards that deal with my creatures. So now he's just going to be able to play another Esperia's Skywatch. or not another Spirit Skywatch, but another Detain spell, and detain my Cobble Brute again. So my Cobble Brute has not gotten very many chances to attack. And this is where the line of text on Street Spasm that says without flying is extremely relevant, because if I was able to just Street Spasm for 3 here, which I do believe I have enough mana for. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus I have the Electromancer, so that's 8. So yeah, I would have had enough to just Street Spasm for 3, wipe his board, and then that would put me in great shape. But since I'm at 8 and he's got 5 flying power, I need to start dealing with that. So instead of doing that, the thing with just Street Spasming overloaded, killing all of his creatures, since it doesn't kill creatures with flying, I can't do that. So what I think should have been the play here is arrest the Asperia Skywatch, and then obviously attack in, then Bluster Squall, because I've still got that Bluster Squall in hand, to tap all his creatures, make sure I don't take any more damage next turn, and then the next turn I can overload the Street Spasm to kill his 2 grounded guys, and if he plays anything else that has less than 3 power, then I can deal with that. But as it stands, I just make a really bad play. I think I remembered at one point during this turn that Street Spasm didn't hit flyers, but then by the end of the turn I had forgotten it. So I end up Street Spasming, overloaded for 1, killing the fairy, or thinking I would kill the Fairy Imposter and the Azurius Arrestor, but all I kill is the Azurius Arrestor. So if I had just not overloaded it, I could have just killed the Stealer of Secrets, and then that would have just been so much better. But I end up attacking here because he has no blocks, and yeah, he's going to mill a couple, and then I'm just going to Street Spasm overloaded for 1, which is so bad. I even tapped too much mana for it. I only needed to tap 3 lands to do that, and I completely forget that it doesn't kill the Fairy Imposter. I'm like, it also kills the Fairy Imposter, and he's like, no, it's without flying. And I'm just really sad because that was just a terrible mistake. So there's that. And now, I mean, even now, I'm not in great shape because he's going to attack me, and I still don't want to block that freaking Stealer of Secrets. It's been forever, but I mean, I should have done it. If I had just blocked that on the second, or the first time it swung in, turn like 4 or something like that, with my Crosstown Courier, then this game would have been a lot different. But basically, what ended up happening is I played a lot of good spells, but they didn't ever do anything. My creatures never blocked his, and they never attacked. And my spells either got countered or got countered by game state, because at one point he dramatic rescued in response to that Is It Charm or something. Yeah, that was it. But anyway, I'm still not in terrible shape. I mean, I can still win this game if I get a little bit lucky, but I mean, I've got a block next turn. I think if I had 1 more mana here, I would have been fine. I need to kill that freaking Stealer of Secrets, but I think I'm gonna play the Cobble Brute. And I think I actually make a mistake here. What I should have done, or actually no, here's what I was planning to do. I was just going to pass a turn, and then it was going to Bluster Squall, and then attack, and then I think I still would have been 1 damage short, actually, because I've got 6, 12, oh, I have 12 power on board. So what I really wanted to be able to do was also play my Goblin Electromancer, but then I was 1 mana short of doing that. But either way, it's all pretty irrelevant, because he's got a dramatic rescue, so he's going to gain 2 life, get his Asperia Skywatch back, it's going to be able to detain something, and I mean, this game's pretty over. I know I've not really been too neutral with my tone, I guess, and you've probably been able to tell that I'm going to lose this game from the start, but either way, he's going to play the Asperia Skywatch and detain something, and I mean, I don't know why I'm still playing. I should have just given up, but I mean, I still have the Bluster Squall, so I can survive a turn, but I mean, all I can attack him for is 6, even with the Teleportal, so it's really not even worth doing anything. But anyway, I hope you guys still managed to enjoy this video, and you should all come back for the next game, and that'll actually be the finals for this one, and then you guys can see another draft. I'll try to, I think what I'm going to do this time is make all the videos before I upload any of them, and that way I can upload all of them back to back to back, so that you don't have like 4 or 5 days in between videos, and then you just get bored and you don't remember what's going on. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day. Bye.